What is up, everybody, and welcome to another exclusive interview on behalf of PWMania. My name is Scott Mitchell, and today I am joined by royalty. He is the TNA International Champion, Mustafa Ali. How are you doing today?
Royalty. Royalty. I love that. Yeah, let's get this guy on the payroll to do introductions for me. Thank you, Scott.
No problem. And you know what? It's a huge pleasure to work with you as I've been a fan of yours for years now. Like I'm talking before WWE, before like just on the indies and stuff. I
Oh
love your
man.
work. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
huge bucket list. So I do appreciate your time today.
It's my pleasure.
And I did want to jump right into it too, because we are less than a month away from TNA Lockdown in a city that you are very, very, very familiar with in Chicago at the Credit Union One Arena. What is your mindset heading into this event and kind of competing in front of the hometown crowd there?
Man, it's exciting, but it's kind of nerve-wracking too. In my entire career, I think I've been in I know I've been in one cage match for sure, which was kind of, at one point I thought a rib. But I want to say I was in one more cage match on an independent show, so I don't have a guy with my experience, 20 plus years in the game. I haven't been in a lot of cage match scenarios, but there's just something comforting about it being in Chicago. I'm hoping that we have like an all-time attendance record. It's Chicago, man. You know what I mean? When you think about wrestling towns, you always think about New York, Philly, and Chicago, in my opinion. So Chicago being one of the hardest crowds to win over, but when you win them over, they love you forever. So just very, very, aside from friends and family, there's this connection that I feel like I have with the Chicago crowd, and I've earned their respect over the years. So whoever my opponent is at Lockdown, it's such a major event. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, to be honest, with you, the only thing that's kind of nerve-wracking to me is that I don't have the experience in a cage. And with that hometown crowd behind me, who knows what I'm going to do. So, Lockdown, be sure to tune in.
And I gotta say, as an old school TNA wrestling fan, Lockdown is one of my favorite shows. I'm very, very, very happy to see it back, see it coming back. I gotta ask you too, just seeing the return of the Lockdown show, the Lockdown pay-per-view,
Mhm.
what does it mean for you to see Lockdown make its big return and kind of show that is so synonymous with the legacy of TNA?
I think TNA is kind of heading in the right direction. And what I mean by that, there was, especially since I've been on board, there was a lot of changes, especially with the AMC deal, management, talent coming in and out. And you can have your opinion on it, but I always thought what TNA needed to do was find its identity again. There was just something about TNA. As I was a fan, as I was a kid, even starting my independent wrestling career, there's something unique about TNA. And I'm so glad that they're going back to that formula of this is something exclusive to us. No one does this, which is cool because there is WWE, there is AEW, there is TNA. TNA has its identity. So I'm so glad not only that they're bringing back such a unique event like Lockdown, but the feedback from the fans online was euphoria. They were like, F yeah, let's, like so many lockdown memories. You automatically go to these infamous moments that AJ and Kurt and all these other superstars did in these cage matches. So I'm looking forward to adding my name and memory to that list. So I'm just happy that TNA is going back to not necessarily what works, but to who they are. And I'm glad to be one of the people involved in that.
And before we get to lockdown, this Thursday night, you will be defending that TNA International Champion against Jason Hotch, one of your former proteges, if you will, one of your former friends, if you will, in order for on AMC Network in a can't miss match. This is going to be a good one. What a good one. But what is your mindset heading into this one?
Well, I wouldn't say former. He's still in order for. He's still someone that I care deeply about, and I think it's just an unfortunate circumstance where someone doesn't realize the hand that feeds them. Listen, Jason Hodge was hand selected by me. Him and Skyler and Tosh, they were hand selected by me to join Order 4, which means I see the world in them. But let's be honest, I've been doing all the carrying. You know what I mean? Ever since the Great Hands and Tosh Steels have joined Order 4. They have been on every single show. They have been on every single pay-per-view before me, were they? So we're in the situation where I think the roster got to Hotch and he's starting to feel himself a little bit. He had a good couple performances here there. His wife got on the phone with him and kind of, sometimes you got to realize what size boots you wear. And here's the thing, I want Hotch behind me. I want him by my side as we go into battle. I don't want him in front of me because of two reasons. One, because I care about this man, and two, he's not worthy to be a competitor of mine. I'm gonna run him over. And I did this last year. I thought we learned our lesson last year, but here we are again. Hotch listening to people, thinking that he's somehow bigger than the group. And it's unfortunate that I have to make an example out of him. And he chose the date. He chose to do it live in Philadelphia in front of the entire world on the AMC. So be it. I just hope Skylar and Tasha and Zero are all paying attention to see what happens when you get online. At the end of the day, Hotch will be in order for. He'll be in order for the rest of his life. He'll be in order for till I say he's not in order for. But it's just very unfortunate that it's almost like a father son relationship. I have to teach my son that, like, hey, there's a reason, the food's on the table, and that reason is Mustafa Ali.
And looking ahead for the future of Order 4 coming out of this match, what does this match to you mean for that future?
Specifically for Philadelphia, it's just to regain order. I mean, Order 4, like I said in the few weeks before, we should be the most dominant faction in TNA right now. I mean, look, you have me, you have Zero, you have the unbelievable creative mind of Tasha Steeles, you have attack dogs like Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. Like, why are we not running the place? But I have given them, all of them, continuous opportunities, and they have dropped the ball. So, as a good coach, as a good father figure, as a good mentor, I'm holding them accountable. And the thing that really struck a nerve with me is not that they fail, is that they're getting comfortable with failing. We don't do that. So you can boo me, you can get mad at me, you can call me mean and all this stuff, call me a bully. I'm doing what they need because what happens if I don't say anything? They stay there. They become comfortable with failure. So if that means shaking the cage a little bit, that means hurting some feelings and popping a few people in their eye to get them to pay attention. That's what I'm going to do. But I promise you, it's for the better.
For sure. And you mentioned a few of the names there in Order 4, obviously, but we have seen one new name kind of branch into the Order 4. And of course, I'm talking about Mila Moore, who is somebody who
The
I
viral sensation, Mila Moore. Yes, absolutely.
Mila, Mila Moore, but what does it mean for you to see her now a part of this awesome, amazing group that you have in TNA?
I mean, two things. She was brought in specifically to help me manage this group. I'm the international champion. I am literally jumping on flights from Paris to Berlin, then to Halifax, to Chile. Cutter's on the books, Australia, Mexico. I can only handle so much. As great of a man as I am, even I can only handle so much. So when I had this ongoing issue with Order 4, I had to bring in an advisor, someone to help me, and that's going to be Miss Moore's main role. She's going to help me keep Order 4 accountable. On the flip side, on a personal note, I see someone extremely talented, someone that was available, and someone that I think can absolutely hit a home run in this role. And that's why she was, again, hand selected by me to join this group. And the numbers don't lie. If you look at her, she's one of the top trending acts on social media. Coincidentally, everyone wants to give credit to the Hardys and these matches about this huge AMC number. I'm just saying Order 4 also appeared on that show 7 times throughout the whole show. So, highest rated show, and we have Miss Mila Moore standing next to us. I don't imagine that hurt. I'm looking forward to working with her. I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings to the group and to TNA specifically. And I think I'm going to give her that opportunity that she's been looking for a long time.
And this TNA International Championship was the title that you won back from Trey Miguel back in April at Rebellion in a
Mm.
phenomenal, phenomenal match. And while you're no stranger to gold now in TNA, being a former X Division champion as well, what did this moment mean to you to hoist a new title over the year head?
I mean, this. I hope this doesn't come across as arrogant. I'm known to be pretty egotistical, so it is what it is. But there was a certain burden that came with this championship because I feel like this championship didn't have an identity now. It didn't have an identity, and you could say, hey, am I knocking on the former champions? Well, kind of. I won this championship, and within 2 weeks, this championship was scheduled to be defended in 10 different countries. Who on the roster can do that? Who? No one before me did it. Listen, I say it over. I am the man. There's no one on this roster that's going to take a championship and make it relevant within weeks. And now you have independent wrestlers across the world competing for this, independent wrestlers that are benefiting from this. from me putting my happy ass on a plane and coming to their country, getting in their ring, pushing them to the limit, letting them know what it's like to compete at this level, and then all the exposure that comes with that. And now a few of them are on TNA's radar. So thank me is what I'm saying. And now this title has an identity, and I feel like before it didn't. You can call it the International Championship. This championship has more miles than most of the people watching. This championship has been on more planes than the people watching right now, and that's because of me. So yeah, I'm gonna toot my own horn. I'm gonna say that. So whoever's next in line, I mean, it's not gonna be Jason Hotch, but whoever's next in line that tries to take this championship from me, realize that's the parameter that we set. That's the bar now. Can you overcome that?
Now, was this a goal of yours when you first won the title to kind of be a real international champion and defend it all over the world, not just on TNA?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when the opportunity presented itself, again, you probably got. I mean, I don't really get in trouble because I'm Mustafa Ali and I kind of do what I want. But as soon as I won this championship, there's a camera right there, and they asked me to say a few words, and I just threw out the challenge right there. I said, anybody from anywhere, any independent wrestler in the world that wants a shot, throw it out. Um, and I immediately knew that this championship needed an identity. And you always hear the quote, for some people, the championship makes the man. It's the complete opposite for me. I'm the man making this championship. I'm laying the groundwork for it. So I just hope TNA realizes what they have in me. Um, I I would go to argue there's nobody that's doing more for a championship than me right now in the industry. I'm talking about in not just TNA. No one's putting in more work to give a championship an identity than me. So yeah, that it's just a decision I made, and we're running with it.
And the last time we saw you defend that title on TNA television was in June at Slammiversary as you put it on the line against Rich Swann and a debuting Uhaa Nation, formerly known
Mm.
as Apollo Crews. What was it like for you to pick up another win over two very formidable opponents? And the bigger story too is seeing Uhaa Nation, of course, in the TNA ring was so special. What was it like for you to see him cross the line, if you will?
Part of me, on a personal note, was very happy to see Uhaa come out and the reception he got, and the respect from the fans and them chanting Uhaa. Because I've known him for a very, very long time, and I know how talented he is and how hard he works. And want to say he was in a similar position than me, where it's like, man, he never really got a long term opportunity to show what he's capable of. On the flip side, man, was I pissed. Man, TNA management holding back about who my opponent is on such a marquee event, and then look what happened. Look what happened. They still stacked the odds against me. Not just one opponent, two mystery opponents, and I still walk away victorious. Um, again, I'm at that point now where nothing surprises me. I don't know why you would do that to me. You should show the respect, and if anything, my opponent should be approved by me. But management with Santino and Daria want to get into a fight, and a little power play, and one has an opponent, another one has an opponent. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the international championship is still on my shoulder. Uhaa has been defeated. Rich Swann has been defeated again, and I am still your TNA International Champion.
And this is one of the most exciting times to be a fan of TNA wrestling, whether it's the AMC Network deal that you can watch every Thursday night on AMC Network, which is so happy about that, available in so many new homes, such an amazing way to watch it as well. Or just the fun WWE NXT TNA partnership that we see going on. These are unprecedented, amazing times for TNA. And what does it mean for you to represent the TNA banner during this all?
Um, Yeah, I'm gonna butcher the quote. It's from the show The Office, and I think it's like the character name is Andy Bernard, and he says, "I wish someone told me we were in the good old days. Well, it's the good old days while we're still in the like while we're in the good old days." I told you I'd butcher it, but you guys get the point of what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm in that situation right now where I'm at that age right now where I go, man, how cool is it that we're with a company that's on the up and up, and we landed a major network deal, and we're doing great numbers, and look at this roster that we have, an incredible mixture of seasoned veterans that are legit rock stars, like the Hardys and Nick Nemeth, and then you have these guys that are just like workhorses, Leon, myself, Cedric, and then you have this crop of new talent that people can get really behind, like a Jada Stone or a Casey Navarro. Like we have an amazing opportunity to do something special, and then I realized we are doing something special. You know, it's the climb right now. It's the building. It's the rebuild. It's the relaunch. It's new. It's exciting, and to be a part of that and in the mix and considered like one of the main focal points of that is an extreme honor. I'm very happy to go to work. I'm very happy to perform. I'm very happy when a TNA dates. I'm excited for this Thursday. We're live, baby, in Philly. It's going to be awesome, and I cannot urge people enough that if my name is on the card, if TNA is in town, please come to the show. I promise you, my performance alone will be worth the price of admission. And I've never asked, I've never seen anybody ask for a refund after I performed. You know, that's how confident I am in my ability. But at the end of the day, I do realize, man, this is the good old days right now. Like I'm gonna look back at these times like, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this huge opportunity? Remember, like you know, this Slammiversary was amazing. Last year's Slammiversary was amazing. BFG, all these huge attendance records that we're doing. So it's very cool to be in the mix while the company is doing such huge numbers and doing such great business. And it's a big thank you to the fans as well.
And I'd also be remiss, one of my final questions for you, of course, is I did want to talk briefly about TNA's return to Philadelphia this weekend for some very fun, extremely fun nights of tapings. Kicking off on Thursday night with you defending that title against Jason Hotch. What is your mindset as you prepare to enter Philadelphia for a few days of just amazing
Uh,
fun nights? Yeah.
Man, not only I'm very hurt by what Hotch did. I think he's being selfish. I think he is jeopardizing the group's morale. We're in a rebuilding phase. And to come up to my face and tell me, well, my wife said this. Well, no offense, your wife's never wore a pair of boots. And nobody in wrestling, and I mean this, nobody in wrestling has done more for Jason Hotch than I have, whether he realizes or not. And the fact that he doesn't realize is another thing that hurts me. So it's gonna be very emotional. It's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of animosity there. But at the end of the day, it's a big brother, little brother situation. We're like, yeah, sometimes we fight, and I hope he just realizes his place is besides me, you know, slightly behind me, but beside me, not in front of me. Um, Other than that, it's Philly. You know, it's kind of funny. It's brother versus brother in the city of brotherly love, right? There's just this energy about TNA. You know, we just got the report that one of our highest viewerships was this past week. We're looking to ride that momentum. I just have a feeling, and I've never been wrong about my gut feeling. I have a feeling Hodge versus Ali is going to be something to talk about. You know, I just have this feeling that there's something, you know, because it is going to be emotional, and when you have two of the best, you know emotionally invested into the match, it's just going to make it even better. So please tune in. We'll be live, baby, live on AMC. Hotch versus Ali for the TNA International Championship.
And looking ahead for you, what are your future goals in TNA and beyond? Looking ahead.
I'm at a crossroads right now where I feel like I found like my spot in TNA and I'm a valued team member and all that stuff, but I'm not fulfilled, if that makes sense. I think once I've done what I've wanted to do and I've legitimized this international championship, I think the only thing left for me to do is to become the world champ. And I think I want to be front and center on everything. I want all the praise, I want all the blame, I want all the credit, I want all the critique. I want to be the man. And you know, I've seen a lot of people online specifically call for that, and I do believe right time, right place. But I will look anybody on the roster in their eye, and you know, with all the confidence in the world, with no hesitation in my voice, I think I'm the absolute best that TNA has to offer. And people are going to argue with that, and that's fine. They're wrong. That's okay, you know. So I think becoming world champion is the ultimate like shut up. It's the ultimate proving my point to be valid. So when I'm done, when I say I'm done with this, I think the next goal is the world championship.
And the roster is so unbelievably stacked, obviously, at
I mean,
TNA.
I'm on it. Yeah, of course it's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
Is there anyone that you have your eyes on that you'd like to share the ring with, whether it's a run it back deal or a first time ever matchup?
Man, Cedric and Fabian Eigner had an amazing match a few weeks ago, and it really opened up my eyes to what Fabian can do. I first saw Fabian way back at the Cruiserweight Classic, and I've always appreciated what he was able to do. But him and Cedric was one of the most grittiest, raw. I want to say modern style wrestling match. I think it was in Albany. They had this match, and man, just if you want to see what TNA is about, definitely that. I know it's a bit of an odd match because we're both, doing our own thing. But an OG like Frankie Kazarian, I've never been in the ring with him as far as like him and I actually. I know we've been on opposing teams and whatnot before. I think Kazarian and I would be a lot of fun. And it's just something selfishly that I would like to do. Um, Other than that, man, this is the question that usually people, get asked, and their response is me. Everyone wants to wrestle me. Everyone wants to get in the ring with me. I don't have my eye on anyone in particular. We people throw out dream matches all the time, like me and Leon Slater running it, me and Ricky Sosa. Come one, come all. You know what I mean? That's one thing about me. Very diverse, and I can get in there and bring out the best out of anybody. But right now, all eyes are on Jason Hotch and this Thursday.
For sure. And Mustafa, it was a complete pleasure to work with you. I thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing your future, TNA's future. It's an exciting time. It really is.
Hey, I appreciate the time, Scott. And yes, it's exciting. Again, I'm there. Of course, it's exciting. But thank you. Appreciate you.